Welcome everybody to TCR Trinity Competitive Racing, and we are right into the action tonight for the Golden Class round number 9, excuse me. We are here at Brazil for the Brazilian feature races tonight, and we are jumping in right to the one-shot qualifying. My apologies, I should have had the stream up maybe a few minutes earlier, but it's Silent who will get pole position, and we will explain the format here tonight. My name is Seafreeze. I'm alongside Passassin, and our first ever commentaries together, so bear with us. How are you, Passassin, tonight?
Doing good. Yep. It's gonna be an interesting one for sure. But yeah, this sets the grid for the heat race, which will then set the grid for the feature race.
Yes, so we have two feature races tonight. The one-shot qualifying will set the grid for the 5-lap heat race. After the heat race, that is pretty much the qualifying for our 25% races, which will have 2 rounds of this. Half points are given out in the 25% races, and once the 25% race of feature race 1 is over, we will reset and do it all over again for pretty much a round 2. So it's Silent in the Alfa Romeo with pole position starting in the heat race, which we will get underway very shortly. There will be a few lobby ready-ups here and there, so just bear with us tonight. Thank you everyone for joining. Don't forget to share it out, like, and subscribe if you are not already. And this whole event, I believe, is on dry, but the one-shot quali and the 5-lap heat races, they're all on strict corner cutting. So drivers don't gain a lasting advantage throughout the entire event, but when we get to this 25% race, when we use the grid editor to set the grids, it will be used for a regular corner cutting. So Silver Class and Golden Class this year, it's the first time we're ever doing this event for them. Silver Class was last night. The stream unfortunately was not able to get up, but the video portion is just got uploaded a little while ago, so make sure you guys tune into that to get you guys updated. But these events for Silver and Gold are pretty much their own style to the TCR Grand Prix, which is tomorrow night for the Platinum Class, where there's multiple rounds of qualifying, extra points given out, and a 50%, full 50% race tomorrow at Brazil. So tune in. That's tomorrow at Thursday, 8:15 EST. But we got the heat race coming up here. Silent on pole, and lights out for the 5-lap heat race. Silent gets a good start, followed by Bats Plus. He's going to sneak right in between. And we got Just Jose battling around the Senna S's next to the Red Bull of Snipper Pig. All jostling for position. Anything happening back there, Passassin?
No, just some heated battling. The 5-lap race makes it so much more urgent to get by early and quick. So looks like we're gonna see some desperate passes.
Yeah, like X Breezy around the outside of Just Jose. X Breezy gets a penalty for multiple warnings already in this race. That's going to drop him down the order, and Gold Raider as well. Do we have a spin in the back?
Oh no, it's just like you having to giggle and Prudent got a little bit together, and Drizmic spun.
Oh, Drizmic's out into 16th, so it's going to be tough for him to catch back to the pack. Prudent as well. Giggle falling off that pace a little bit, but he's got the penalty to deal with. Let's see, up the order. It's all single file. DRS will be enabled here shortly, as we have the Haas of Gold Raider trying on a move on Just Jose, who does have that penalty. Side by side through turn 2. And Just Jose just barely gets ahead of the Haas. But he's going to use all the battery in F1 racers. Well, they're going to make it almost 3 wide. A little bit of bumping. And Golden Raider gets shoved off the track, and that's going to promote F1 Racer up. He's coming back on track just ahead of Bam Bam in the Alfa Romeo, coming through Sector 2. And it's still Silent out ahead as the midfield is jostling for position, trying to set the grid for the 25% races here in just a few moments, few laps time. Jones in the Ferrari making a move on Packer for 11th, or actually 10th. as they're a little bit of wheel banging, but not too much. And remember, it's a 5-lap race, so they're going to use all the battery, all of the fuel, and drivers can use whatever setups they need. I think... Oh, and there's contact again with the Haas and Ferrari. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if damage is turned on, but if not, Jones definitely would have had some damage here.
There's damage. I saw a little bit of damage from from a car earlier. I think it was McLaren, but I'm not entirely sure. But Jones doesn't look to have any damage at the moment.
Yeah, but we have the Renault teammates Be Good and X Ryan together, very close together in 2/10 of that. We have a yellow flag, and now, whoa! And Be Good went for a spin in the middle sector. X Ryan had to avoid. No. And Be Good's down the order in 14th.
His entire wing is gone. He got a head-on collision happened. He had a bit of a Formula Ford moment.
Yeah. And we should have DRS now. Prudent in the pits. He's going to have to start probably last in this race. But we still have Silent leading the pack by Bats Plus in the Mercedes. A little bit of pressure from the Red Bull behind. They are all penalty-free now with the DRS. All these two drivers have the DRS enabled. And these starting positions are quite crucial for the top 5 from Golden, as we have pretty much everyone here. But from the top 5, Packer is the Golden Championship leader at the moment, but he's down in P9, followed by Snipperpig in P2. Perry is absent today. Then we have Chargers as well, not here today. But Bats Plus in 5th place in the standings will be here as well. So a few guys will have the opportunity to make some crucial points gains tonight, as we have 4 rounds left in the championship.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see who comes out on top in this 5-lapper. 1 lap remaining. Bats Plus is going to look to get by very soon. He's going to have to stay close if he's wanting to get by now or later on the lap on the final straightaway.
Yeah, this will probably be the last opportunity. Let's see if Bats Plus gaining. Alfa Romeo goes defensive. Barely enough room on the outside. And it looks like Silent, if he can hang on for the rest of the lap, will satisfy P1. And this is for pole position for the 25% races. We will make sure we follow these guys all the way through to the end.
Plus is not going to want to make any mistakes from here on out. He has to get a little bit closer if he wants to have a chance to gain.
Packer and Ryan in the back are jostling for position as well. We have the Dre Diggy in the Ferrari, but it's going to be Silent who wins this 5-lap heat race, which means he will be starting the 25% feature race 1 on pole position, followed by Bats Plus on the front row, and Snipperpig will start in P3. Just Jose on the second grid, and to the line, Dre Diggy just beats out Jones, his teammate, for 9th and 10th, Bam Bam in 11th. So that was a little bit hectic start to the stream. Like I said, I totally forgot that as soon as the driver's ready up, they're going into a one-shot qualifying, and then right after that, they're into the heat races. So that's all my apologies. It's been a little while since we've done this format. But yeah, so it's going to be a really quick, interesting night. We have now a 25% race. We'll go back to the lobby. Jones will do the grid editor, and get these guys all into position, and then we'll have a 25% race where drivers are probably going to do what? Probably just a one-stop, right? I mean, it's in a 25%. I don't think you're doing much more than that.
Well, in a 50%, it's a one-stop. So I mean, it's going to be either medium soft or soft to medium. It's going to be interesting to see what strategies people choose. Going to mediums to the start or the softs.
And obviously, for tomorrow's event, the TCR Grand Prix for the Platinum exclusive, there are pretty much this is 3 rounds of this style of format. So the one-shot quali followed by the 5-lap heat race. That would pretty much be your Q1 and your traditional qualifying in Formula One. The last 5 will get eliminated, and then it'll redo it. So that's kind of what tomorrow is looking like. So it's a little bit of a glimpse. Bats Plus got the fastest lap, but it doesn't mean anything in this for the golden feature. But tomorrow, it would mean more platinum. Some of the drivers would be able to get some more points given some fastest laps and poles and stuff like that. So we have 16 drivers for tonight. A few guys picking up penalties, but pretty well organized. The only thing I will mention is Packer, the leader of the championship at the moment, is starting P7 with both his rivals, I guess you can say, starting ahead of him of Bats Plus and Snipper Pig. Packer has 128 points. Snipper Pig is a little bit behind at 104. And Perry 103, but he's not here today. And Charger's not here today with 86, and then Bats Plus at 81. And Silent is in 6th as well with 50. Just Jose right behind at 49. And then there's like a little bit of a tie between F1 Racer and X Ryan at 43, and Gold Raider at 35, rounding off the top 10.
Okay.
Any predictions, Passassin, for the 25% race, as now we know where all these drivers are going to be starting tonight's race?
In the one-shot quali, it looked like Packer really messed up on a part of it and lost a lot of grid position, which was crucial. So I feel like he might be able to make a comeback to the podium, possibly. Starting P7, if I'm not correct.
Yeah, I think he was P7, I believe so. I think he has a great chance at it. It's going to be pretty much, these drivers are usually more accustomed to doing the 50% races, a little bit more of a pace and longer distance. But now it's a 25% race, and just like the heat race, it's going to feel more like a sprint. Track position does mean a little bit more in these heat races. Getting a good start will definitely mean a little bit more. We do still have the safety car on, so there is a chance of that, but Brazil, apart from a few spins, doesn't seem like a track where there'll be a huge amount of wrecks.
Well, I mean, sure, there's more urgency in the 5-lapper, but I did see when Be Good spun, I saw you having to giggle, like hit him head on because of the way he spun and ghosting being off. So that was just unfortunate for those 2 drivers. But yeah, I mean, anything can happen, you never know. So safety car is definitely there, and it's going to make things interesting, but it's going to be really interesting to see how people go with tire strategies in hopes of a probable safety car.
Yeah, and I just wanted to mention, as we are probably readying up here shortly, we came off the All-Star race last week, which was a really interesting, fun event. Which from the Golden class, it was Just Jose who pretty much represented as a fill-in for Perry. He is also in this race tonight, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. But I just wanted to say thank you all for watching. Definitely try to share it out for anyone else who you might know who potentially might want to watch tonight. And I really do highly recommend you guys check out tomorrow's Platinum Class TCR Grand Prix. It's the 4th running of that event. It's a really cool, action-packed race, and we might even see some golden drivers take part in that tonight, and you're going to be in that race as well. It'll be your first TCR Grand Prix tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be fun, and it's going to be very interesting to see what every driver is going to do.
Yeah, there's a bunch of strategy you can do. There's pretty much a lot of different approaches you can do. We've done this at a few different tracks. We've done it in Monaco, which was the first season, Austria for the following 2, and then now we switched it up. We're going to Brazil, and I think the short track You know, it's only a minute 9 or so a lap time, depending. Makes it for a really action-packed race. But for anyone watching who wants more information about TCR, we'll have the website down below. You can sign up there, look up for more information, and get involved to race, to unlock your potential. We also have the Fanatec affiliation link down below for those wanting the Fanatec products. It will come and help the league as well. And the Sticky Fingers Canada, who are producing and helping us make the TCR custom stickers. We have some stickers from season 10 and 11, which is also on the website for you guys to enjoy. We are slowly but surely getting into the 25% race. They actually did that very quickly, so props to Jones in getting that all set up very quickly. And we will get on their way shortly. It's a little unfortunate we didn't get to see Chargers or Perry, the dog, tonight, as they are pretty much in that mix of the top 3 constructors between the Mercedes, the Red Bulls, and the Haas's, and they're also the top 5 in the Drivers' Championship as well. And it's a pretty big event for Golden. The first time we're running it, like I said, the Golden feature. This will be feature race number 1, and I don't know what to expect. I know from last night in the Silver Class race, which is now just uploaded on the channel, they had the 2 feature races of the 25% races. I'm pretty sure at the end of each race they had a different podium completely. So there was 6 different drivers on the podium, on the top 3. Do you think we'll see that tonight, or do you think we'll have the same top 3 guys in both races, Passassin?
I mean, it could happen, but you never know with these type of races. Shorter, and people are more desperate to have an overtake. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it plays out, because anything can happen in the race. But I've seen multiple medium runners.
Yeah, and 5 lights away, and we're going to go right into it. No formation lap or anything. Silent will lead us into feature race 1 of the Golden Class, round number 9 of TCR. Into turn 1 we go, and it's going to be the Alfa Romeo leading the pack for this 18-lap sprint of a 25% race. Snipper Pig all over the back of the Mercedes of Bats Plus. No DRS as we just started. He's going to go defensive in the Red Bull around the outside. Will take the position on the Mercedes, so wonderful move by Snipper Pig up into P2. And a yellow flag. Oh, we got some crazy spins in the background. You having a giggle and be good. Renault and McLaren getting together.
Again,
yeah, just like in the 5-lap race. They are pretty much out. They're going to need to really get back to the pack to gain some positions, but a really nice opening. Let me get the lap data here and telemetry and the tires, because these drivers...
Snipper Pig's on the softs.
Yeah, he's the front runner on the softs. All these drivers could pick any tire they wanted, as they all had free tire choice and setup choice. I think Parc Ferme was off, and Silent doing phenomenal here.
One more thing, you do not want to forget your setup, so...
Yeah, definitely not. You definitely want to make sure you load that up in each session. Dre Diggy looks like he's a little slippery in a straight line on AlphaTauri. Down the inside, no, he's going to think better, but very close to the back. He's also on the soft tire.
Oh, getting quite close there. Side by side.
Another driver very close to X Breezy. Up into the middle sector. Right on the back of the McLaren. Oh, we have a Snipper Pig going for the lead here on the soft tires. Almost down the inside of the Alfa Romeo. He locks up, is Silent. And that must be a pretty good strategy for Snipper Pig, starting on the softs. All the drivers around him on this medium tire. And this might give him a chance to get out in front, get a little bit of a gap earlier in this race, so then later on he'll have that track position. X Breezy on Just Jose up to P4. Another driver on that soft tire making the tires work here, but Just Jose will have DRS. And Snipper Pig, sorry. There's a lot of battling, I'm missing it, but Snipper Pig goes up into the lead of this feature race number 1 as we have another spin in the background.
Not again. The other Renault.
Yeah, X Ryan, and it looks like Jones, some damage, and look what we have. What I did not predict is a safety car, which I did not think we would get.
Very glad. You can go for the mediums, I think.
Now that's a question. Do you think? I think all drivers might pit here because it's a shorter race. You need to use this safety car for your strategy. I feel like every single driver will pit. It's going to be a busy pit lane.
It's definitely going to be a busy pit lane, but medium runners cannot pit for mediums, so the softs, it's going to be a long shot and make them to the end, and Silent goes into the pits.
Yeah.
Does. Breezy, Jose, Packer stays out.
Packer, wow. The championship leader stays out. Is that a mistake? Both Haas's staying out on those mediums.
Maybe it's a strategy.
As look at the pit lane. Look at the pit lane. It is, everyone is in and out. Look at the pit lane now. There must be almost everyone in besides 4 drivers. As that is insane. And Silent actually gets out in front of Snipper Pig.
The pit lane must have been a big hold-up if any car got in front of you.
And Silent put those softs on. I wonder if he could get to the end. We're on lap 4 of 18.
And I've seen softs being extended 15 laps in a 50% race. Not sure how they work in a 25% race, but I'm sure he could be able to extend them to the end of the race if he does good tire saving.
Alright, so let me just look here and see how many drivers have pitted. So it's only the top 4 who have not pitted, both Haas's, and then Drismic and the Racing Point and the Williams of Prudent. And other than that, everyone else has stopped. And it's going to be Packer's job to pretty much gain a big enough gap to where then he could put the softs on later in the race and potentially get in front of Snipper Pig and Bats Plus, his rivals in the championship at the moment. You know,
this
if he
is the strategy
doesn't,
I was talking about. The Haas is the 1-2 Haas. Maybe Gold Raider might bite the bullet and try to hold up cars behind a little bit more and get Packer a big lead.
Yeah, and he'll also have Drismic and Prudent to go through. They're on the mediums, and Silent, he also has a unique strategy here. I don't know if the softs can make it. He has the softs now. Snipper Pig had the advantage in the first few laps of the soft tire, but now it's going to be Silent with the advantage of the soft tire. So he now also picks up the track position from the pit lane as Snipper Pig got pretty much held up in the pits, but I just don't know if the softs can last until lap 18. If he can do that somehow and win this race, it will be a pretty big surprise in my mind. That seems like a tall order.
Yeah, the softs are definitely not going to be liking it at the end.
And then we also had some drivers in the back that is pretty good for them. Giggle just coming out of the pits here, but Be Good, Jones, I think X Ryan as well, all picked wing damage up. And now they had the opportunity to pit, get themselves a new front wing, and caught up to the rest of the pack as Giggle is trying to at the moment. And the safety car is in this lap.
Giggle's gonna have to catch up, but he will make it, I'm sure.
Well, luckily for him, his tires will be warmed up. That's a very dramatic first 5 laps in this race. I still cannot catch my breath as it's pretty much been action-packed since the stream started. And it's Packer's opportunity to go when he likes. He's weaving to make those tires all warmed up. Will he do the... Oh, here we go. So he guns it now. A good start. Gold Raider slightly behind. And Silent already. Let's go on board with him. He is coming through these back guys who have not pitted yet. He's going to get one. He is He is pushed off the track by Drizmick, and they crash. Oh, the McLaren and the Ferrari. The McLaren and the Ferrari. Everyone is moving. It's like, oh my goodness, it's like an IndyCar race. And Silent is out.
My goodness. So many Formula Fords out there. That is awful. What Silent just retired on track. If that's not a safety car, I don't know what is. I saw the McLaren get absolutely destroyed.
Holy moly! Dre Diggy with some damage. Silent and Just Jose is out of this race. X Breezy was battling. Drizmick down the order, Prudent down the order, and these guys are still racing. No safety cars, surprisingly. What just happened? Wing damage for pretty much everybody.
I tell you what happened. Drizmick was really fighting Silent, and pushed him a bit off track, and they had a bit of contact. It kind of spun them both, and Silent got, again, that head-on collision right with Just Jose, and it kind of caused a bit of a pile-up, like Magello-esque. And so many cars in the pits now. It's going to be a major impact.
Yeah, Silent was trying to go around the outside of Drizmick onto the straightaway, out of the Senna S's, and
we're definitely going to see an investigation.
Probably, most likely. And he did not give room at all. I don't know who was supposed to get the room or not. I don't know if he didn't know he was there. Silent was off the track. He stuck it in the throttle. He kept on the throttle, got back on track before that wall, and Drizmick and them, Silent, had the side pod, and they had contact. And from then on, the rest of the pack was so close behind because they literally just started the safety car. And surprisingly enough, we did not get one then. So I just don't understand.
Maybe it's because the safety car just went back in, but Bats Plus has gotten past Snipper Pig on the fresh softs.
Holy moly, and a bunch of drivers needing to get wing changes. Another yellow.
F1 Racer.
Oh!
No!
Oh, another one! Holy moly, what is going on? The AlphaTauri's out!
F1 Racer pulled out, and that's a virtual safety car.
Both?
F1 Racer pulled out right in front of them, and X Ryan hit him, and it knocked off his wheel, and I think Drizmick hit F1 Racer's other tire, and it killed both of his front tires. That is a disaster for those
watch out, Trey.
drivers in the back.
Holy moly. And still no safety car. We got a VSC. We have 10 laps to go in this race, and it has been a chaotic race. I mean, this is only Brazil. This doesn't happen at Brazil. These guys are really wrecking each other out. And we still have another full feature race number 2, which all of these drivers are probably still participating in on track. If this happens in feature race 1, I don't know what will happen in feature race 2. It's still Packer out in front. He's going to come into the pits to
this is a blessing
to pit
in disguise.
Yeah, this will give him an advantage in the pit lane. Bats Plus takes the lead on the soft tire. Drive through for Prudent.
Drive through for you having a giggle, and Haas double stack. It's going to be a disaster for the strategies.
And we're back green here, so Bats Plus followed by Snipper Pig. Bats Plus on those soft tires. Will he get to the end? I don't know. Snipper Pig in P2. F1 Racer has left the session. Hopefully everyone still attends feature race 2. Some drivers might be a little bit heated after all of these races, but I am very lost for words.
Yeah, I had to catch my breath there. I'm sure F1 Racer will be back, hopefully. But Packer has quite a deficit to make up, but he's on those fresh softs, and not an advantage for the rest of the laps.
Well, I suppose in F1 Racer's case, he still has 10 laps to wait. I mean, he's might as well leave the session, get some more practice in. Maybe the setup wasn't all tuned in. He can do those changes, come back, and race for feature race 2. I don't know if that's his case, or he just had to go make in time for some dinner. But Pretty much everyone is now separated after a bunch of wrecks. Packer is P6. Drismic is a lap down now. That's the racing point in between him and the Renault of Be Good. And
Packer's missing a piece of his wing.
You know, I will say I did not see the complete first incident, but Drismic, in my opinion, has been a little, let's say, not the best tonight. And I'm just saying that right from what I saw. And we got Packer. Packer spun it. Holy moly.
Oh, no. The other hazard's coming. Stay safe.
And that's been pretty much the motto, stay safe. But in this terms, we're thinking on track in the Brazil race, as Gold Raider now the lead Haas. X Ryan sets the fastest lap of a 9.006, and these drivers have only had 1 week off. Some of them not so much because they participated in the All-Star race last week, but most drivers had a week off, and they might be a little bit rusty.
Oh, Packer is retiring, I think. He just full throttle. Yep. That sucks. Unlucky for him.
Which I hope so. I mean, if not, that would really ruin the chance in his championship contention. But
at least it's not too bad. It's only half points and prudent spun.
Yeah, way in the grass. And he resets
he hit
to
the
track.
Exit curb.
In a safe manner, though. I think that'll be fine.
Yeah, he's going to want to move out of the way for the leaders, though. I saw him hit, like, the exit curb on the final turn. Just a little bit too far, and it threw the car right into the left.
And that's Bats Plus getting very close to the front wing of Prudent. He just lapped P10.
Yeah, the front's having a field day. Don't know if Bats Plus's tires are going to last until the end, but it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I still don't understand why Packer would retire when, you know, you look at the gaps in the back with Jones, Dre, Prudent getting lapped. Even if he pitted again, or even if he stuck it out for the remaining, what is now, 6 laps or so, 7 at the time, he would at least hold on to a few points, which, you know, Snipper Pig is right behind in this championship race, and if he finishes on the podium, that'll be, you know, these aren't full points awarded, they're half points, but
still
they all count, is right.
Yeah, it could come down to 1 point in the championship, and every point that matters, the fastest lap point, could come down to the championship decider.
I mean, I think he was only, 24 or so points behind, which is within a full race. So if he does very well today, you know, he could pretty much almost take the lead if Packer doesn't even get any points. I mean, it's still not certain that Bats Plus is going to make it to the end of the race. He's still on those soft tires, which are 8 laps old. He's going to be a little slower in this next few laps in this second portion, and it's going to be Snipper Pig. If he can, he would pick the win up.
Uh-oh. Drismic in the grass. He spun off turn 1. The Senna S's.
I mean, there's really not much a driver can do. This is right where it happened. That's where Silent was on the tarmac, and right before that wall right there, he had to get on track, and that's kind of what started this whole thing. It's really hard for the other drivers involved, you know, behind. I think we had ghosting off as well, and, you know, if pretty much 2 cars are horizontal on the straightaway, everyone else just has to slam on the brakes, and it's pretty much race ruining for everyone. So the actions of the 2 pretty much dictate the rest of the pack, and I'm sure not only Silent or Drismic might not be might not be happy with each other, but everyone else that was involved as well. So it really just sets a precedent throughout the whole entire grid, and I'm sure the stewards will definitely take a look at that. It was pretty clean through heat, the 5-lap heat race, but when we got to the feature race 25%, it did not go just like that.
Yeah, you'd think a 5-lapper would be more urgent for overtakes and have a little bit more incidents, but no. I mean, this one does have points. The heat only does decide the grid starting for the.
Oh my god! I just spilled my water.
Oh no!
I spilled it all over my keyboard. What am I doing? It's going crazy here. I thought I had the cap on.
Oh no! I gotta make sure the cap's on.
Oh my goodness, it wasn't too bad. We're fine. Oh, everything's going to
keyboard okay?
I hope so. Yeah, no, it looks alright. Oh man, I don't know what's happening tonight. After that wreck, everything seems to be going downhill. I was reaching for my phone and bam, the water went all over the place.
Uh-oh, Golden Rider. He spun off the last turn, it looks like. But also the last turn, if you go too far out, it'll reset the track automatically, and there's nothing a driver can do about that, so just a little bit of a heads up. Golden Rider spun. His tires are going to be a little bit hot. Final 3 laps, and it's about to be. So you'd think that Bats Plus's tires are not liking the situation.
Do you think Bats Plus can hold on to this? He's about a 2-second gap, only a few laps to go, but those soft tires, I don't know what percent they're at, but and even in a 25% race, I don't think they'll look good.
No, I mean, I'm not sure how the tire translates from a 50% to a 25% as it does from a 50% to a 100%, but I'm sure it's just as bad, and his tires are not really liking it right now. I think they can make it to the end, but they're definitely going to be slower at the end than the mediums would be. The gaps are looking quite large, all in part due to that incident after the safety car restart. You see 9 seconds, 5 seconds, 14 seconds, 10, 14, 15. Nobody's within a second of each other right now, so you can just see the impact that had.
And Drizmic decided to retire in the pits, but his, which is another problem with this game. I feel like if you go in the pits to retire, the game brings your car out on track, and if you have ghosting off, can lead to another dangerous hazard on track.
Uh-oh.
As you left the session.
It kicked me out.
Alright, we'll get you back in here in about 2 laps once we get back to the lobby. And I'll let you know if anything happens, but thankfully we do have a little bit extra time.
Yeah, luckily it's at the end.
Yeah, and I think everything that crazy happened, hopefully.
Hopefully. The car's not really close enough, at least last time I looked, to be in an incident.
Yeah, but it's Bats Plus leading the race at the moment. Still a 1.7 seconds the gap. He has one more lap, and he will, or one more sector to go, and he'll have then one more lap to win feature race number 1. Remember, we do have a whole nother feature race coming up. We will do the one-shot qualifying, which will set the grid for the 5-lap heat race, which is the drivers qualifying for the second feature race 2, which is the 25% race. So we'll do this all again in just a moment, so don't go anywhere, as we have a lot more racing left to go. As Bats Plus, an impressive first round. Snipper Pig, it doesn't look like he'll catch him with still 1.8 seconds the gap. Prudent and X Ryan going for it for the last point paying position in P10. These drivers are going to be receiving half points, pretty much rounded up to the whole number, so we don't have to deal with half points. So that's still 1 point for P10, 13 for P number 1, and then everything else between will get situated. But
okay, having some technical difficulties here. Internet's doing a little bit.
Alright, hopefully you could maybe sort it out by the time we get into the next race. And Bats Plus coming around the final corner and up the curved straightaway of Brazil. the Mercedes driver, Bats Plus, will win feature race number 1 of the Brazil feature. It's going to be Snibberpagan P2, followed by X Breezy in the Racing Point, 11 seconds back. And he will claim P3 on the podium. So that is your podium for race number 1. You know, not too sure if any penalties will come of this, but these are the unofficial results. Bam Bam and 4th, Be Good in 5th. And crucially, Packer getting no points today in this first race. Silent and Drismic having that very dangerous wreck on the straightaway, the DRS straight, after the Senna S's. And that pretty much caused an influx of crazy incidents and pretty much just hectic racing, as we didn't get a safety car from then on. So from that point, drivers were pretty much constant until that VSC came out. And that was crazy. So thank you everyone for tuning in to race number 1 in this feature race number 1. Hopefully everyone has been enjoying. I know I did. Be Good gets driver of the day. Or is that Schumacher? Looks like him. But we have one more round to go. Another quali heat race and then another feature race.
Alright, so internet's fine. I got it all running back up, so all I need is an invite now.
Yeah, alright.
I think there's going to be plenty of reports after that one. Alright, I'm getting back into the lobby now.
Okay. Yep, there you go. Awesome. And we're just going to be loading into the lobby here.
Perfect.
Alright. So we are back in the lobby. Jones will set the grid for pretty much feature race 2. I don't know if we implemented a break in this thing. I thought we would maybe get a little intermission. But Jones will reset it. Drivers are picking their cars, and I believe we're right back in it for round number 2. I think next year, if we plan to do this again for silver and gold in the feature races, I might have to throw in a little intermission of 5 minutes, a little bathroom break, clean up my water that I spilt on my desk, maybe get a new water, and then get ready for the round number 2. But it seems like drivers will get going here. I just wanted to see if I could invite anyone else, if anyone else is on. All right. So we had a big wreck, 2 big wrecks in feature race 1. And we had a full safety car, a VSC, a lot of yellows, a lot of wings flying. Do you expect anything for this second round of racing?
Well, I feel like people will learn that there's 18 laps for the feature race, and you can be a little bit more patient. But yeah, hopefully we see a less incidents in the next one. But it always is good to see something like that happen, even if you don't want it to happen. But it's always cool to see and commentate the massive incidents.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's racing at the end of the day. We've seen many incidents in real F1 and a lot of mistakes and stuff, and I really just think it was one small mistake between the two drivers of Trismic and Silent. Like I said, we did not see replay, we did not see everyone's driver's point of views, but it was pretty much that which set off a bunch of incidents behind, which for these drivers, ghosting is off tonight. And there's really no way around it. Those things happen in racing, and it's just a part of it. You really can't do anything but get upset and then move forward, which will have all the drivers will have the opportunity to do better in this second round. For those, I just wanted to mention again before we get going into this one-shot qualifying that huge thanks for everyone watching. Definitely appreciate the support. Definitely check out the Silver Class feature race from last night. It just got fully uploaded onto the TCR channel. Apologies that it was not streamed last night. It was on somebody's channel, just not the TCR channel. And but it's fully up there, so definitely rewatch it, rewatch some clips of it to get updated. As now after this week we have 3 more races left, which is our American Swing. We have a start up in Canada, then to the US, and then the finale night at Mexico. And tomorrow we also have the TCR Grand Prix for the Platinum class, which is a very similar style of racing with the heat races and qualifyings as we saw tonight and last night, but it'll be a different format for tomorrow night. Pretty much 3 rounds of this one-shot 5-lap heat race, and drivers pretty much get eliminated each round, kind of like your traditional qualifying in Formula 1 with your Q1, your Q2, your Q3, and drivers getting eliminated. There's points up for grabs for one-shot qualifying, your fastest laps, finishing top 3 in each heat race. So there's a bunch of points up in the qualifying race portion, and then after the grid is all set, we do a 50% race around Brazil tomorrow night. It'll be Blin Machine commentating alongside will be myself, Z Freeze, and we'll take you all through it, as Passassin will be driving in it tomorrow night. Any expectations for you tomorrow, since I have you here?
I feel like I could do well if I can keep up the consistency necessary without the line. But, I mean, it's going to be interesting with the totally different format.
Yeah, and, we've seen as the drivers are readying up now, we've seen this format for Platinum. This will be the 4th time we're running that event. Personally, it's my favorite event. It's literally the event you want to win in TCR. We do other events. We do the full qualifying at Monaco. We do the 100% race at Britain. We have the All-Star race, which was last week. But the TCR Grand Prix is, and especially this week of racing, now we introduce the Golden and Silver Class feature races. It's pretty much a unique format that no other league really does. It's pretty much unique to us, and it's our event that we run, and it's very hard for a driver to pretty much sweep the qualifying, the heat races, and do a perfect race. I mean, a lot goes into to perfecting each of these events and these style of formats, but for me, tomorrow is the big event. It's going to be very awesome to see, and these drivers here, and like last night, they have their own little taste of the TCR Grand Prix. So hopefully one day some of these drivers in the Golden and Silver have that opportunity to move up and have a chance to race in the Platinum class and to witness that event in full. And some of the drivers might even be in tomorrow night reserving. If their spots open, they will definitely have the opportunity to fill in and go for the win. If you can have that win on your resume, it'll look good. And especially for tonight, these drivers, as it is the first event, they also want to win it. Which Bats Plus can say he won the first Golden Class feature race, as now we are in the qualifying, and it is all going for it. So we'll ride on board. Let's try Snipperpig into the Red Bull, into the Senna S's, onto the straightaway. It's strict corner cutting for the one shot in the 5-lap heat. Silent now goes P1 at the moment. He had P1 last round in the one-shot qualifying. A little deep. Snipperpig takes it back, and it's going to be I think a really close lap times between all of these drivers. Snipperpig still out in front.
Oh, Prudence retired too.
And Silent takes it back. It's really hard to watch the qualifying because you just see drivers moving it about. But it's Snipperpig very close. We'll see how it comes to the line. A purple middle sector from the Red Bull.
It's going to be close.
Silent takes it back.
Take the quickest line.
Snipper to the line. It's going to be Silent again. A 106 was that.
Yeah, it was a 106.8.
Wow.
Quite a good lap.
I know these cars are quick. I don't even know what a really good time is, but that looks like it's a good one. A 6.8, 2/10 from the Red Bull, and a second, pretty much not a pole position, but I guess a pole position for the heat race, as he did that in the last one-shot qualifying. So it's back-to-back one-shot wins for Silent. And it's Snipperpig and crucially Packer in third. A little bit higher up.
Silent did a good lap there. A 6.8 is quite a good lap. It's going to be interesting, especially in a one shot. It's always one mistake and boom, you're done. But he almost has it by exact. QVR Packer and Snipperpig are within 4 thousandths. Super close up in that top 4. But it's going to be interesting to see how this heat race plays out. It's going to be crucial for the feature race, as it was last time.
Yeah, and QVR Packer will have a little bit of a better opportunity in this second race to maybe hold on to some points in this race, as he's starting a little bit higher up. As the timer ticks down, and this is the 5-lap heat race 2, which will set the grid for the 25% race in the next round. So this is pretty much the qualifying, which in real F1 is pretty much a very similar format of what they're going to implement this season and at 3 of the races. So F1, I guess, likes what we are doing here in TCR. It's going to be like the qualifying. Yeah, we're very close with F1, I guess.
Yeah, you got Formula 1 management spectating.
That would be awesome if that were the case. I would love if some Codemasters were watching. We can give them some useful tips in their game.
Yeah. All Formula 1 management does is send copyright strikes on your videos.
Yeah, in which we have a few probably if we look down the line.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few out there. I've had quite a few myself. It's quite annoying to appeal that.
That means they're a fan and they like to watch.
That's what you'd like to see, eh?
Yeah. So drivers will have the opportunity to switch their setups. Park Firm 8, I think, is off for this event, so drivers can have a different setup for one-shot qualifying, a different setup for the heat race, and a different setup for the 25% race, and they can switch their tire that they start on the 25% race. So drivers pretty much have freedom to do whatever they want, and we've seen a bunch of different strategies. I really wonder how many drivers do have different setups, or not completely different, but I mean, you would want a little bit different depending if you're going for more of a qualifying lap, a heat race, or more of a sprint race. Would you have a different setup potentially?
Me personally, I don't want to expose that.
Oh, well, so you're going a little secret for tomorrow.
Well,
which I
yes, you're going a little bit secret.
respect you for. I really appreciate you not even telling me that means you want to win. I don't know what's happening here. Jones had left the session.
Let's see if it's doing the lobby restart.
Let's see.
Not that I
Yeah,
can
so we're gonna have to redo it, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's not what we want, but that's what we get. And Jones had messaged we're gonna have to redo it, and you know that's what Cody's give us, I guess. So Jones is gonna set the lobby up. He'll do probably a grid editor for the 5-lap heat race, and then we'll do another one. And then we'll get back into it. So we have the heat race and the sprint race left to go. Just let me know, Possassin, when we get the invite to the new lobby, so I can join. Yep. And lights out, away we go now.
Yeah, we wish.
A few drivers are racing.
Out now.
Okay, I'm gonna join here now. Alright, so unfortunately we had to do a reset. Sorry everyone for the delay, but Jones has been very quick in the lobby, so hopefully he can get it all going.
Yeah, and it should kick away any time now. Just gotta get the grid set, unless they're doing a restart in qualifying, which would be good for some, bad for others.
Alright. So as he's doing that, we get our little intermission of a little bit of a breather, which I am so thankful we have. Man, I feel like I ran a little marathon here. A little out of breath. So all drivers are returning. I think we will get... one second, let me see if I could send this to Jones. I'll give him the grid. Assassin, do you have the constructor standings results in the Discord? Do you want to go through that maybe in the meantime?
Yep, sure thing. One moment, please.
I know we have a pretty tight battle between 3 of them.
Yes, that's true. Red Bull, Snipper Pig, and Chargers lead it with 190 at the moment. Bats Plus and Perry in second, just falling behind 6 points behind Red Bull of 184, much like real life. Mercedes and Red Bull right up there. and then Haas with 163 in third place, just in the distance. And then you see Alfa Romeo with 80 points, just trailing. In fifth place, you see McLaren with 59, Renault in sixth with 45, Williams in seventh with 43, Ferrari in eighth with 23, then Racing Point in ninth with 50.
And AlphaTauri needs some points, I guess.
Full-time drivers are in this.
Yeah, they're not here tonight. What happened? I think it's TJ and McLaren. I don't see them on. That's very weird that they wouldn't be here.
Prime opportunity to be able to get some good points.
Yeah, there's only a few extra points available. Let me go through the standings here. Sorry, I'm trying to just help the lobby here for the stream, wondering why I'm not talking. That's probably why. We're just trying to get the grid ready so we can get going here. But yeah, we're all ready to ready up. He put that in the wrong chat. Hopefully he can... So we will have just a heat race, as it'll be a grid editor. And then after this heat race, we'll do another grid edit, and we'll have the 25% race. Yep, there we go, Jones. So Jones put the ready up symbol in the wrong chat, and there we go. So we got it going. All right, so heat race number 2 on your way. It's silent out front, I know that. F1 Racer joined back, and I just talked to him. I thought he left because of an incident with someone else, and that's why he wasn't in the grid for the one-shot qualifying. But I messaged him, I'm like, yeah, just joined back, and he said he didn't leave because of any wreck he was involved in. He said the wreck that he caused, that he was upset with himself, which I definitely do respect, but I also respect, you know, everyone still being on the grid, and then afterwards we sort the penalties out. So it's cool to see him back on the grid, but a little of a professional move there by F1 Racer, putting his hand up and saying, that was my fault, I'll sit this one out. But I don't think all the other drivers would want that as well. I mean, let's put the penalties at the end, and we'll let the stewards say whose fault everything is. But you know, we have the 5-lap heat race. They'll have to load their setups again. Any predictions for this 5-lap heat race, Passassin?
I mean, as I said in the last one, it's short and urgent to overtake if you want to have the best position for the feature race start. But anyone who can make a small mistake and it could have a massive impact, so it's just gonna be a smart move to take it more conservatively maybe, and not, like, if you know what I mean, like, not making a mistake. That could cause out a spin and cost you a major position.
Oh, you got the hiccups going. That'll be good for the commentary.
That was a one-off.
Oh, one-off. Okay. Sometimes people have it for minutes and sometimes not. But we got the 5 red lights here for Heat Race 2 for our qualifying, and 5 laps are off and silent away. Snipperpig gets a decent start. Going to pull alongside the Alfa Romeo down to turn 1. He's going to go wheel to wheel in the Senna S's. Very clean throughout. And Red Bull will get the lead, and there's a few spins in the back, is there? Oh, 3 wide into the back.
I'm going to keep an eye on his backpack. See if anything happens.
Yeah, Gold Raider off to a slow start. Prudent losing some positions. Be Good gaining some positions as the Renault Jones on the inside of the Renault. He's going to claim that position, P7 and 8 for the Ferraris. And all drivers are within DRS of each other, which we will get here shortly. X-Breezy up 4 positions onto the start.
Good start from himself. F1 Racers up 5.
Yeah, he started last in this race, up 5 positions. That'll be good for him in the next race. Snipper Pig going quick. Giggle going down the inside of X-Breezy, and he does a little half spin. Oh, it was actually on the Bats Plus, and he spins fully. The McLaren of Giggle spins it.
Oh, no!
Oh, another one. What happened?
Ryan.
Oh,
Ryan, he went
Ryan.
off right into the left.
Oh, man, he is out of this race. He is going to start P15.
Oh, my goodness. 11th to, like, 6th. They're so close. The Ferrari's going side by side almost. No.
Jones takes the lead. Dre Diggy, now the following Ferrari F1 racer from last on this grid, up to P7. He had a little mistake in the earlier race, which took him out. And he's here for redemption, up to P7 from TCR F1 racer.
9 places in about 3 laps. That's almost 3 positions a lap. That is absolutely amazing start from himself, and he can still gain many more positions. Just needs to plan the overtakes correctly and manage his ERS. X-Breezy now at 5 positions, but the top 4 have a quite sizable lead to P5.
And Silent dropped the position to Packer, who's now in P2. And it's very organized up in front.
It's very crucial to not get a penalty when you're in a DRS train like in Brazil. It could drop you to many positions, and Dre Diggy's not looking at that penalty and smiling right now.
Biga trying to make an overtake on Prudent for P10, which he does so successfully at the moment. Around the outside, the Williams trying to hang on. Bam Bam right behind. Dre Dickey goes into the... Bless you. And then we got hiccups and we got sneezes, but we also got Just Jose on Dre Diggy. As Dre went a little wide in the last corner up to the hill. Jones around the outside of X-Breezy. I like that move for P5.
He gets DRS too. That is a masterclass. The top 3 are very close. You need to keep an eye on them.
That was a really nice move from Jones, and if he can keep this, he'll have a really good starting position for the 25% race, which is coming up next. This is just qualifying, so it's really a, there's no points involved in this race. It's really just, race it out. Let's see where everyone's starting, and it's a different mindset in this race, because one spin will take you right out to the back, and it's pretty much doing a flying lap and then either hitting the wall or getting it invalidated on your final lap. And that could really be the difference between you starting very close up into the front or way into the back. So these drivers have never really seen this format in this class of qualifying. It really just makes it chaotic as we're on the final lap. The top 4 are all within DRS. It's going to be Snipper Pig of the Red Bull out in the lead. And if he could just hold on, that'll be pole position. You still have to be careful, though. We have strict corner cutting on in this race, so it's a little bit of an the drivers have to adapt between sessions, between the 1 shot and the 5-lap heat versus the 25%, because the full feature race will be on regular, and these it'll be strict, just so drivers don't gain a long-lasting advantage throughout the entire event, we can kind of keep it a little bit more
I'd keep
even.
it down on P6. X Breezy looks to have lost DRS.
And Snipper
So
Pig
F1
gets
Racer's
a pole position. Packer P2 on the front row. Silent and Bats Plus and down. Yes, it's going to be the McLaren of Just Jose. Almost barely gets the wheel. No, he doesn't. He's 0.028 behind. So F1 Racer is my driver of the day for this race from P16th to P7, in which he'll start this next race.
Quite a good recovery.
Yes, there he is.
Quite a smooth.
Look at that guy. He's the driver of the day.
Twice the overtakes, almost twice the overtakes as everybody else. Anybody else. Quite a good race from himself.
All right. I just want to say once again, thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to share it out. You know, we're in the final heat race here, and thank you for the waiting for the lobby to come back up after the Codemasters glitch of throwing Jones out of the lobby. And we have one more 25% race to go. And that is your grid for the start of this race. Anybody out of position, do you think? I feel like this is a little bit better of a representation, in my opinion. You have Packer up front, you know, in position. Jones right where he is, top 5. Just Jose, maybe a little bit, a few positions down from where he usually starts. But I think it's pretty normal as far as how a regular qualifying would go.
I mean, yeah, you make one mistake and you're in the back, as you said, so some drivers could have not gotten the best qualifyings and got in a bad situation for the race. But it'll definitely be interesting to see how they recover in the feature race.
Yeah, that's kind of what we had in previous when we have run the TCR Grand Prix for the Platinum class the last few seasons. Not on this game, but previous games on F1 2019, we did run strict qualifying all the way through, so because it wasn't as strict as it is in this game, and drivers would be in the one-shot qualifying, and it was at Austria the first time around, so the second time that we ran the event, and drivers would have to be right on that limit of how much do I want to sacrifice in lap time versus being, you know, having a nice solid lap, because you did not want to invalidate, because that would set you right into the back of the heat race, and pretty much it would just put you in a bad situation to start the heat races, and you know, you'd be more prone to get eliminated much earlier. You know, I competed there last season, and I think for pretty much the entire event I was right there on that bubble, and it's very nerve-wracking. I know for you tomorrow it'll be, you know, it could have that same thing. You might invalidate, you might get pushed out wide, have to come back on, and you might be right on that bubble, and it's really just about, it's a different format where, you know, not a lot of us are used to seeing, so it's very difficult to pretty much master. I mean, pretty much no one has won the one-shot quality in every heat race. It just hasn't happened. We've had different winners. It just brings out a different style of racing, kind of like more of a karting racing.
I'd quite like to be able to win my first.
Yeah, I mean, it would, you know, we have 2 drivers tomorrow night that are previous TCR Grand Prix winners, and that's Sequit, who won the first one that we ever did, which was at Monaco. It was also his Platinum class debut, that he won it in. He got bumped up from Golden after winning a few races in a row. He got bumped up to Platinum, and he won his first race in Platinum, which not a lot of Golden drivers can say, getting bumped up to Platinum. And he won the biggest event there was and probably will ever be in TCR. And then the other driver on the grid, hopefully tomorrow night, is Go-To Guy, Season 6 Platinum Class champion. He's also, he won the second running of the TCR Grand Prix. So both of those drivers have an opportunity to go and pick up their second one. And then you also have the opportunity to get your first one. It really will be a fun event tomorrow night. A lot of action, a little bit of a longer event with all of the heat races and stuff, but I think it really is just an exciting event all around. And as a driver, as a commentator, as a viewer, there's really action all night long. And every race and every heat race is different. You know, it's very similar like when we do heat races or open lobbies within the league. It's sort of that similar aspect and feel to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting race, and I look forward to it. Only a day about now, but a little bit less than a day now, but I will definitely be putting into practice.
Oh yeah. It's at Brazil as well. We haven't raced here. We didn't race in TCR here last season. It's been since season 9 that we last raced here, so it's nice to be around Brazil again. It's a interesting track. Some drivers like it, some don't, but there's a lot of history behind it.
Definitely.
For those watching, now would be the time to put your predictions down below for the top 3. You all had a chance to see how this format worked in the last feature race number 1. Now that I gave you guys a chance to look at the format, I want to hear some predictions, because I want to see how many people get them wrong. Because I know it's going to be pretty hectic. Maybe not as much as the first race with some of those wrecks, but any predictions, Possassin, for your top 3?
Well, we got our decided top 4 right now. Silent, Bath Plus, Packer, and Snipper Pig, of course. But yeah, I mean, I definitely see Snipper Pig up there, Packer, and it could be a fight for third. I'm not really sure. I'm not going to make any bold predictions, but it could be anyone's game, and I see anybody able to get on the podium today. Anything can happen in the race.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's 18 laps, so they got to be patient for sure. Save your ERS, save your tires. Be good with the strategy. It's going to be interesting to see what people start on now. As we see Snipper Pig starting on softs.
Alright.
Packer starting on mediums.
Yeah, so this time around we do get a formation lap. Jones messed that up, so it's fine. It's very hard to get all the lobbies right, but we get a formation lap, so another breather before we get going. We'll get a chance to get through the grid.
Yes, so do you want to go through the tires?
Yes, let's see, the tires. That's something that we'll definitely take a look at. Snipper Pig choosing for the soft tire. Now, these drivers had a chance to see this format, just a little while ago in the first race. Now they had an opportunity to switch their strategy. Maybe something didn't work. They didn't like how something happened. That's the strategy they're predicting now from F1. No one touched the hard tire. I don't think you need to, but Snipper Pig's on the soft. Followed by a few medium runners. Jones, X Breezy, and F1 Racer opting for the softs in the middle of the pack. And it's pretty much soft, medium, and soft, and then medium runners at the back. No one on the hards. I don't think you need that here. And I think, was it Snipper Pig who ran the soft at the last race as well? And now that he's starting on pole position, he should be able to pull away from these 3 behind him and maybe give himself a little bit of a gap before that DRS zone gets activated.
Yeah, he should be making the most of these soft stint. The softs don't have such a big advantage over the mediums, maybe about half a second or something along those numbers, but he's definitely gonna have to make the most out of them while they're there. And maybe a safety car could affect the strategies. Maybe someone could be seen going onto the mediums or even the hards if it comes out lap 1, but I don't know the softs making it to the end from lap 1. But we'll just have to keep an eye on what's going to happen.
Yep, as we get going here.
I will keep more of an eye on the back.
Alright, and here we go. 5 red lights. TCR Golden Class, round number 9. Feature race number 2. Snipper Pig off the line from pole position. We'll get a good start. Silent in P3 will also get a good start. The Haas down the inside. They're going to go side by side through the center S's. It's going to be Packer who gets it. Oh, and look at Snipper Pig. Snipper Pig really going defensive. And one moves, they all move. Jones making a move on X Breezy. That's the Ferrari, and I think in P5, yes, in P5, as Codemasters, we have this glitch. But X Breezy comes back down the inside as the AlphaTauri. And Jones brings him back down the inside for the next corner. Oh, and he half spins it into the grass. No. Can he hold on?
Great save by him.
Good save, and he's going to be side by side with Be Good. And now Dre Diggy. Why is Dre Diggy in a Renault?
They forgot to pick their cars.
Yeah, so he is. He's definitely put down for Ferrari. So it's going to be Ferrari 910. That's a weird looking Ferrari. So it's Ferrari on Ferrari. On Dre Diggy. Or on Jones, rather. Dre Diggy in the Renault, but he's going to have the Alfa Romeo on the outside.
Snipper Pig. Wait, no, that's just Codemasters.
Oh, big cut from Bam Bam. Let's see. We'll look through this and then we'll go back to the front. Yeah, so it's Snipper Pig, followed by Packer, Silent, followed by Bats Plus on the Mercedes. He won the first race. X Breezy P5. F1 racer, after a really good heat race, starts 7th. He's up a position. And he's on that soft tire. Yeah, Jones had that half spin with X Breezy, put him down the order a little bit, so everything he did in that heat race kind of got undone, sorry. Excuse me. Undone, and now he's in P9.
On the softs.
Yeah, so that kinda, his advantage that he had kinda got even out.
Yep. That's racing, I mean. I didn't exactly see what happened. I saw the aftermath, but yeah, really unfortunate from himself. Looking to recover all. Lost time there, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult than.
And Dre Diggy goes on a move on his teammate. Yes, they are both the Ferraris. Dre now off the track, but a very nice move onto the straightaway. Kind of set Jones up through the center S's. Got him on the straightaway, and he's up to P9. So that means if Dre's in P in the Renault, that means X Ryan should be in the Renault, so he's not really supposed to be in the Red Bull. So they all made it confusing for us. We have a yellow.
That's going to be prudent. Something happened to him. He had a moment. And Bam Bam almost thinks about going on a move around Jones, and he's taking advantage. Side by side on the back straightaway, and Bam Bam makes the move. Stick. Great move from himself, but Jones is looking to strike back at him with more ERS. And they're going side by side into the beginning of the center S's. Jones gets back by, but Bam Bam looking to do a switchback.
And he keeps it around the outside, right on the side pod from Bam Bam.
Oh no.
Oh, we got Giggles out, and we got a safety car.
Oh, it looks like, who got the position, Jones or Bam Bam?
I believe Jones. So yeah, he's taking that position back, unless it's Bam Bam. Nope. And a drive-through
looks like
for
he's trying to let him
Prudent.
by. Looks like he's trying to let him by.
Yeah, well, I don't know what. Ignoring yellow flag. Now Jones gets the penalty. Now you guys they have to follow what the game is telling them. So I don't know what Jones was told. I don't know what Bam Bam was told. They both probably had stay behind the other driver. So they're both. Now that would be another Codemasters glitch. You know, Jones stay behind F1. No, Jones stay behind Bam Bam. Bam Bam, you stay behind Jones. Because it probably was dead even. And Jones
that
picked
really
up
sucks.
a penalty. I'm very curious to see what was told to the drivers. But a safety car, that means from last race, we're going to have a busy pit lane. Everyone will be coming into the pits. And I mean everyone is coming into the pits. Dre Diggy coming, Jones, Jonesy, Bam Bam. Now Drizmick, he stood out.
Takes the lead.
And you remember last time when he stood out, because he stood out on last feature race, safety car, and Prudent stood out. And they
again,
and that's when Silent, who is going to be coming out P3 again, just like we saw last race, he jumped the Red Bull of Snipper Pig,
and he goes on the softs. It's looking like it's gonna be the same thing. Hopefully, the same thing doesn't happen though.
And like I said, last race, Silent had to overtake the Williams of Prudent, and then he overtook Drizmick the next corner. So he took the Williams in turn 1 and 2, and then in 2 and 3 he tried to overtake Drizmick around the outside, and that's when we had the carnage.
Hopefully
this is identical to the first feature race and this
Except
outcome.
Packer.
Yeah, Packer's just there.
Hopefully he doesn't have to spectate that. I wouldn't like to see that carnage. I would be witnessing a murder.
And that's two DNFs for Giggle, I believe. He did not score. I think he DNF'd in the first one, DNF'd in the second one, which is really unfortunate for him. But Packer, he did DNF in the first one by himself. He took himself out of that. Now he's back into contention. He's on the soft tire. He has an opportunity to beat Silent. Snipper Pig lost out. I mean, he came into the pits P1. He comes out net P3
again
on the
he
medium.
Loses positions again in the pits. Gets held up again at the Red Bull pit box. You know, high up. The Alfa Romeo pit box and the Haas pit box are farther down, so the only cars they need to worry about holding them up in the pits are the Williams and Alfa Romeos.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, when these drivers pick cars for the opening of the season, I wonder if that's something they really have in mind. Oh, where am I in the pit lane? I really doubt it. I feel a lot of drivers just like the cars that they drive in.
Yeah, exactly. But
this has costed Snipper Pig multiple positions in the same race. You know, this probably could have happened earlier in the season, and crucially, where Snipper Pig is now behind his championship rival in Packer, whereas he probably he was in front of both of these guys. So it just really did not work out for him, but he does have the opportunity to overtake these drivers. He couldn't hold on to Bats Plus. Bats Plus had that soft tire, so it's a very similar situation as the safety car should be coming in this lap.
Exact tires, exact placements, except Packer. And Breezy's overtaken Bats Plus, and Bats Plus is not in the lead.
Alright, so
a little bit different on the lineup, but
this is going to be all chaotic. Lap 6. We are going back.
Okay.
Drizmick is now the leader. He has yet to pit alongside his Prudent, who is yet to pit as well. Drizmick goes now. Is the racing point, and it's going to be Silent, maybe taking it a little bit more cautiously, coming to overtake these two in front of him. It's in the same corners. Drizmick goes deep. He's maybe going to get Prudent. Now he's going to... Where is he on the throttle? He's going to go for it now. Drizmick goes deep again, and they're 3 wide down the straightaway. It's Silent. He's going to get this Williams under braking, and he gets it. So Prudent, P2, Drizmick, and look at Packer. Packer's also right behind him, going down the inside of the racing point. and he's gonna grab it. Snipper Pig, these drivers are really falling down the order, and it's a moving chicane basically of Drismic, as the tire difference is just too much with these fresh tires and these really quick front runners.
Drismic's been overtaken again. He should have pit.
Unless he was just waiting for another safety car. Drismic, getting overtaken again by Bats Plus, potentially with the soft tire. As Prudent pits now, which I don't understand at all.
Your maximum advantage for the softs, maybe.
I guess so. I'm not too sure what happened there, but Silent takes the lead.
All the way back in the back.
Yeah, Silent takes the lead cleanly this time. Packer P2, Bats Plus moves on to the AlphaTauri to P4.
So now DRS. Don't want to use it all right now. Snipper Pig needs to hang in there. Those tires are going to fall off on the softs.
Alright. F1 Racer now trying to overtake Drismic in that Williams. And DRS should be enabled here soon. Maybe, I don't know if it's this lap or next after the safety car. And a lot of drivers are within DRS of each other. We'll see now. Yep, now it's enabled, so next lap, they will be getting the DRS. And Drismic, again, man, going defensive, kind of not really giving the Williams some room on the outside. Drismic holds it on the apex, kind of takes the race line, which is all there then and good. But now...
And he's lost the position now because of DRS.
Yeah, now he'll have the DRS.
Oh wait, it's going to be side by side though. He's using his DRS a bit. Under braking, and yeah.
Yeah, he gets it now. Be Good is going to be the one overtaking, as he is now 10th behind. And look at the train. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Drismic just wanted to have some fun out there and race, but it's not the most optimal racing you would want. You'd rather go forward than backward.
Oh, what happened? Incident.
Oh, here we go.
We got really touched.
Yeah, and look at that. X Ryan around the outside. Jones will take it. You remember the Bam Bam and Jones had a really nice battle right before the safety car. Jones had to serve that penalty as well. Now he's penalty free. That's something he cannot even submit after the race, as he has already served it, which is very unfortunate for him. He's now going to get overtaken by Ryan. Just Jose a little bit ahead of the McLaren on the AlphaTauri. Doesn't seem so just yet. It's still going to be the AlphaTauri ahead. But now with the DRS, the McLaren around the outside into the braking zone.
Ooh.
It's going to be side by side. AlphaTauri still manages to hold ahead on that medium tire.
It's not the place to send it.
Yeah, it gets very tight in this middle sector. Which with the tire advantage, I'm sure you can go for a lunge. We've seen it tonight.
Oh yeah.
And once again, Jones under pressure from the Red Bull behind, who is usually in the Renault. Drismic now pits.
The Renault Bull.
Yeah. There you go. And DRS doesn't really help there. Oh, Just Jose and X Breezy went for it. Just Jose now has the position. X Breezy looked like he went off track, and he's also not in the AlphaTauri. So some of these drivers maybe didn't pick their cars in time, because I don't think he's, which is fine and all. You know, we all learn from it, but all these points will have to go to the correct teams, obviously, at the end of the night. It's just weird seeing some driver. It's putting my game off a little bit.
Yeah. And it does.
Yeah, and at the end of the night, when you ask me who finished on the podium of the top in the first race, I'll say I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say always make sure you're in the correct car, even if so. But Silent has quite a sizable lead, not taken out this time. Not really sure whose fault that incident was, but we'll see some investigations, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll definitely like to take a look back on that after the race and really see what had happened, because it really cost some of these drivers some points tonight and in the first race. As we have a little bit of a group here for P9, all within DRS, and I go back towards the front. We have Silent, the 2.2 seconds ahead, and it just looked like this could have been a reality for him in the first race to grab those 13 points. And it looks like he does have the speed. He does have the speed. He had the one-shot qualities, both of them. Maybe he'll grab a win here tonight, so it's not a complete zero of a night. Packer behind 2.5 seconds, and then we have the Red Bull and Bats Plus, who are usual candidates at the front of the grid. They are all within DRS of each other. As we have another safety car.
Oh my.
X Ryan.
It's X Ryan.
Oh, what happened to him? We're going to go on board. Oh yeah, you could see the Red Bull into the wall, and that is literally the same spot Max Verstappen crashed, or not crashed out, but had that crazy save in that wet race a few years ago. I think it was like 2016. His car was literally horizontal on the track at that same location, and then fixed it just in time.
Yeah, but this time we got the Renault Bull spinning in the dry.
Yeah.
Something happened. I don't know how that happened.
It might have been wet. We don't know. There could have been some water on the track. I did spill my water earlier.
Oh, maybe maybe it leaked in from your keyboard into the game in that one spot.
Silent, no, you definitely don't want to pit here. Your track position.
He said it.
Track position's way too key. Some of the guys in the back might. If you're on a medium tire, you might opt for the soft if you have any available. Yes, and that's what the Be Good will do. He'll lose a few positions out, but he'll be on fresh softs, which might give him an advantage to pick up some more valuable points. Be Good, a TCR seasoned veteran. He's been here since season 3 of TCR. He took off last season, rejoining midway through a few weeks ago. He's back in that Renault that he has pretty much always been in with his long teammate iRoll. And we haven't really seen Be Good in Golden class before. He's always been in the top division, taking some time off, coming back. It's good to see him on the grid, and I think those softs will definitely help his race out for the remainder of tonight's race. So by the time they get going, there's really only going to be, what, 3-4 laps?
Yeah. And they might go in next lap after, well, this one, of course, but it's a race out of the pit lane for Dre Diggy and Prudent. I wonder who gets the position. Looks like Prudent did.
Oh, and Drismic spun under safety car.
Oh no.
Be Good gets the position.
That's to be crucial for him. Now he has a crowd of medium runners on older mediums. While he's on new softs, he's going to be looking to cut down that gap and get a lot of runners. He's the head new soft runner.
Yeah, look at it. 4 drivers ahead on 8-lap-old mediums. And F1 Racer says, Be Good, you know, that's a really good strategy call. I think I'll get me some softs as well.
He might be in last, though.
Yeah, probably a lap too late. No, I think he'll just come out of Drismic right behind. And he should get out ahead of Prudent. Let's see. Yep, the pit lane is very short here. And now he goes through the first few corners.
Yeah.
So he should get P11 ahead of his teammate. And all he needs is Drismic to spin on the safety car again, and then he'll get a position, just like Be Good. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Heavily doubt it. But the safety car is going to be in this lap, so I think it's best not to spin.
You know what? It is very, I make a joke out of it, but it is very easy to spin under safety car. These tires.
Yeah, go back to QVR Packer and Spa.
Oh!
In the wet.
Yeah, Packers. Well, yeah. I mean, it really does come out of even the best of us. Yes. With those cold tires. But we'll have 3 full laps, laps 16, 17, and 18. And it's silent on 9-lap-old soft tires, which will be 10. Safety car coming in. He's got Packer behind. Identical tires, rather. Snipper
this
Pig
is going to be fun.
on the mediums. Now let's see when Silent will take the lead. The green will be dropping here soon. They have to give time for the safety car, weaving left and right, very close to each other. Watching, oh, very, very close, almost chip of the wing from Packer. He has to be careful, and he goes. Silent is off onto the race as we are back green in this race. Feature race 2. Very clean start. He's going to have a second advantage as Silent. Looks good out in front. Snipper Pig half a second behind the Haas and Bats Plus and McLaren of Just To... No, it's Snipper Pig and Bats Plus. And Bats Plus gets the lead, or into P3 rather. And Snipper Pig falls behind.
I think the mediums might have more grip than the softs by now.
Yeah, you would think, but I think Bats Plus likes old soft tires. It got him the win in the first race. It got him a P3 at the moment in the second.
Right now he's winning the day, so yeah.
Let's see how Be Good's progression is. 2/10 behind Bam Bam. Picked up a position on Jones. Picked up a position on F1 Racer as he pitted. So he's got 2 more medium runners ahead of him of Bam Bam and X Breezy. He's got barely no battery left, though. And I don't know if DRS will even be enabled by the time... It might be the last lap. Yeah, I was going to say, there was no DRS on this time by Be Good. Using all the battery on Bam Bam. He's going to look for a move down the inside. Oh, but thinks better of it. He might need one more lap, which will be the last lap. But another good...
He might go for it.
Whoa! And Bam Bam parks his car in the middle of the road. He really parked that right in the middle.
Making that Alfa Romeo thick.
Oh, and Trismic again in the back. Prudent F1 Racer. All the Williams had some wings flying here. Oh man. Let's see now. Up at the front, 1.1 seconds now. The last lap for RAS Silent, 1.2 seconds. Packer's going to be outside the DRS, so it's really just a matter of getting through it all.
Broke a little bit too late and hit the right front tire of Jones and broke his wing, so that's going to be his race heavily compromised, even points compromised. It's such a good comeback too, and but it's not over yet. So
yeah, he could still hang on. He could still get P10, but he's got his teammate behind him. I don't know how many points Prudent has on the year, but he definitely wants to pick at least one up tonight. Coming through the final sector here. Be Good on Bam Bam. What a move! But he doesn't get it to stick. It's gonna be Bam Bam.
I would have been more patient there. There's always the front straight DRS.
Yeah. But it's going to be coming to the line. RA Silent. He couldn't do it in the feature race 1, but he will do it in the feature race 2. He picks up the victory. Packer behind in P2. Bats Plus on the podium again. Snipper Pig just outside P4 as the strategy and the pit getting held up in the pits did not work for him. Just Jose picks up a P5, and that concludes your proceedings tonight in a very interesting. I really love the event. Just my raw thoughts of it. It has been a very hectic, but I think in the end of it, we have seen the drivers where, you know, we see these drivers at the front each and every week. We change the format up. They're still up at the front each and every week. You got Packer, you got Bats Plus, Snipper Pig, Silence in the mix, Just Jose up there as well. It just proves that even with the mixture of events of the format, you know, it doesn't mix things up completely. These are the same guys that are winning. It's you know, it's just a different format that these drivers had to deal with tonight, and you know, Silent and Bats Plus can say they at least got one win each. So very nice racing. Tune in. Well, here we go. So yeah, it's going to be the results, final results. You know, hopefully there's no penalties given, but Silent P1, Packer P2, Bats Plus on the podium again for P3, Snipper Pig, Just Jose, and then I left off with X Breezy P6, Bam Bam P7, Be Good. Almost had a really nice move, but it didn't quite work. Jones in P9 after starting 5th, F1 Racer up into P10, so he's able to keep on. Prudent 11th, Drizmic 12th, Dre Diggy 13th, X Ryan in 14th, and Giggle in 15th after they wrecked out today. We had a safety car again in this one, 2 actually. So it's just been an action-packed race. Before anyone goes, we will invite the podium finishers from both races to get a little bit of their raw thoughts after this Golden Class Brazil feature tonight. Tomorrow is the TCR Grand Prix for the Platinum Class exclusive. So it's going to be a similar but different format than tonight. We have 3 TCR Grand Prix already up on the channel, so go back watch previous races to get all caught up on previous winners in the format. Just wanted to say huge thanks for everyone watching. Definitely keep a like and subscribe if you haven't already. We do appreciate all of the support. The website is down below in the description for any information, or if you guys wanted to join it. The affiliation link for Fanatec is also there, and the link for the stickers. So you know, it's been a really good race. Passassin, do you remember everyone that finished on the podium? Do you mind inviting them to the party for me?
No, I mean, I do remember. I am pretty sure. I would try to. I know it was Silent, Packer, now,
Bats
and
Plus,
Bam Bam. Not. I'm getting my beast.
Yeah, it was, who was it? The second one I can remember because it just happened. It was, well, now, wait, who was it? Yeah, it was Silent, P1, Packer P2, Bats Plus P3. Bats Plus was P1, and the first one, Snipper Pig P2. I don't remember who finished P3 in the someone watching, can you comment down below?
Snipper Pig, Bats Plus, Silent, Packer.
No, yeah, Packer, Bats Plus, Snipper Pig. Who was the other guy that finished on the podium? I cannot remember.
Bats Plus finished twice. Snipper Pig finished last race. RAS Silent finished this race. QBR Packer finished this race. But
and there should be one more.
Missing.
Let me go back. Oh, it was X Breezy. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you that. I so forgot that. I was not going to get that in a mile. Yeah, if you can invite them all, that'd be awesome.
What's Breezy's PSN?
PSN, let's see, it's going to be X-BRZY, capital B though.
Yeah, I forgot the dash. Okay, that should be all 5.
Awesome.
We should just get in here.
So what were your overall thoughts, Assassin? I mean, it's a first time we ever did this event, obviously commentating tonight, our first time together. What were your initial thoughts of the style and format tonight?
It looked quite fun. I mean, it did seem to increase the aggressiveness of multiple drivers, but it was quite good seeing the race, besides the incidents, of course, but it looked quite fun out there.
Yeah, absolutely, and you'll have a chance tomorrow night in the full format. And I will tell you that it is a very grueling format in that, and it's just going to be, I mean, tonight was one thing, but tomorrow, whoo, it is going to be a really fun event. And, you know, I say event, which, you know, all these points do matter. They all go towards the championship, so it all matters. Do we have everybody?
We're still missing Snipper, Breezy, and Packer.
Okay, let me just put something in the Discord to get them in. Who do we need? Packer, Snipper, and who else? X-Breezy. Alright, well I guess we'll start with... Oh, here we go. They're all coming in now.
Howdy, fellas.
Hello, hello. And we should have the other two coming in as well. Yep, there's Snipper and Packer should follow. Alright, so just before we get going, make sure your audio sharing settings are on. If you're up here frequently in the post-race interviews, they should already be on. Just make sure they are before we start. We have both podium finishers from both races. So we will start with feature race number 1, and we will start, I guess we'll start X-Breezy. Let's start with you. You finished P3 in that race. It's the first, in the first feature race. To be honest, I don't really remember much but the wreck. I don't even remember where you started. I just want to know, I guess, what your overall thoughts were in that first race, how you avoided the carnage, and how were you able to finish on that podium in P3?
Yeah, so after the first wreck, it was just kind of boring from there because Bats Plus and Snip were already way too ahead, and I just didn't have the pace to catch them. I started P6, and then I was just moving my way up the grid, and then the wreck happened, and I kind of had nowhere to go, and then, because I was stuck in the middle, Bats Plus went up my inside, and then Silent's dead car was on my right, and had to get on the brakes, and then just watched chaos ensue behind me.
Yeah, I mean, it's our first time running the event. Any initial thoughts in the process of you know, how fun was it? I want to know. Initial thoughts.
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely kind of prefer the feature race. Is it? You have a bad first race, you still have a good chance to score points in the next one. So
right.
Can recover.
And where did you finish in feature race 2? Is top 5?
P6.
P6. So a pretty good day in the office. P3, P6. You'll have some decent points. Any questions, Possession, for X-Breezy?
No, not really. I mean, good 2 races. You got a good combination of points, and it should be looking pretty good for you in the championship. I think you got some of the most points on the day, so congratulations. And yeah, I mean, good race.
Thank you, thank you.
All right. And we will move to our feature race number 1, P2 finisher, which was Snipper Pig. And we'll also, and you also finished P. No, you didn't finish on the podium in the second one. Right outside P4. I'm just trying to remember. It's been a long race.
Yeah.
I really want to know, because you kind of got screwed over in both races in the pit lane. You got jumped in the first race by it was Silent and Bats Plus, I think, jumped you. I know Silent jumped you.
No,
and
I got jumped too, actually.
Oh, everyone's getting jumped.
We both got jumped.
Oh, damn.
Yep. Well,
well, it kind of costed Simprig. It kind of costed you the chance for the win, and also and the chance for a podium. And actually, the win as well, because Silent won in the second one, and you were ahead of him going into the pits. So how much are you frustrated about, like, just getting held up is pretty much what lost you the race? Because once the safety car came out, the 25% race, everybody pits. It's like a must. You have to pit. It's just, that's the strategy.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot I could have done. Just my, unfortunately, the Red Bull pit box is so far, like, is closer to the entry. So that's just, you're going to have all the traffic passing you. And I was hoping, there was a little gap, I think a couple seconds behind me. I was hoping I could slide into that, but I guess the game didn't let me. But I think the strategy that I chose, the soft medium, also got kind of screwed over by the safety car. So I don't really know if I would have had pace for P1 or not in either of the races. But I mean, it would have been nice to give it a shot.
And I was going to also add, I think you went with the same strategy for both feature races. Is that correct? And is that something you maybe think maybe you should have switched it up for at least one of them?
Yeah, I mean, I figured that there couldn't possibly be two massive wrecks at the same time in both races, right?
That's a fair point.
I figured one of them had to work out, but yeah, I mean, I was thinking about going medium soft in the second race, but I stuck with what I knew and just hoped it worked out for the best.
Wow. Well, it didn't. Sorry to say, but you still got P2 in the first one, P4 in the second. You had some really nice battles. So congrats on the podium and good results in both races. A really nice performance in tonight's Brazil feature for Golden. Possessing any questions for Snibber Pig?
I mean, unlucky with the safety car timings and the tire strategies. I mean, you got held up in the pits 2 races in a row, and your tire strategies were messed up. But still, great races. P2 and P4 is nothing to complain about, and you should be looking pretty good in the championship.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how tonight went. Yeah, I was hoping. I'm not really that great at Brazil, so I was just kind of hoping to scrape by in this round. I think I can be pretty happy with how I did tonight.
Hey, I'll actually say one more question, because Packers said he would be unable to do the interviews tonight, which is fine. He finished P2 in the second one, but he crashed out, or he actually retired. He had some wing damage he picked up from overtaking, I think it was Drizmick, and he went in the pits and retired. He got no points in the first one. He got P2 in the second one. So you guys pretty much equaled points. You had a P2, he had a P2, but then you also had a P4, which is an additional... Hold up. It's an additional 7 points. So you picked up basically a full win on Packer. Like, it's a 7-point differential. We go towards the final 3 races and the American swing. You're very close in the championship. You could still pull this around, and you can have the title in the next few. What preparations are you doing? Like, is that something you're thinking about now, that you have an opportunity?
I mean, I guess I'll start to think about it. I might put a little bit more time into practice.
I mean, you better.
Running down. Yeah.
I mean, you start thinking about it in a month, we'll be over in a month.
Yeah.
You better get the notebook out.
Yeah, but I think I'll have a little bit more free time to put some more effort in and see where we can finish.
Awesome. So yeah.
Look forward to it.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see. Let's do Bats Plus. Finished P1 in the first feature race, and you finished, what was it, P3 in the second. I think, just from my totals in my head, you had the most amount of points from tonight's full event, winning and also getting third. The only guy both on the podium. A really strong race for you. I don't know. I just kind of want to know your thoughts on the event as a whole, and you pretty much, Perry was not here tonight. You picked some points up from Mercedes. How were you in the championship? How did you like the event? Overall thoughts?
I like the event. There's kind of a little bit of everything. In the qualifying races, I kind of just wanted to. I had a good one-shot qualifying in both, so I kind of just wanted to stay, at least stay where I was, because it's almost impossible to pass someone who's quick on this track. So I kind of did that. I didn't lose any spots, and then looks like I was 47 points behind first, so it's getting pretty tight at the top of the championship now.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 3 races left. 25, 75, there's like 76, 78 points available for the maximum winner. You know, you get 25 in each race, and then the fast laps. So, you know,
I think I'm about a race behind. So, I mean, it's definitely possible.
For sure, you know, I mean, Packer in this, you know, he started off strong in the first part of the season. He had a iffy day today, still were able to pick up a podium. And then it's just, you know, we done the All-Star race, we done the Golden Feature. Now we have 3 traditional short qualifying 50% races, and it's pretty much let everyone do what they do and see how it ends. I believe this will go to finale night in Mexico. I just have that feeling. Golden's been very close. So congrats on the double podium tonight, all those points, and you know, I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed the event tonight. Assassin, any questions for Bats Plus?
No. I mean, you had a really good. I mean, well, yeah, but you had a really good race. 2 races, picked up the most combined points, first and third. You'd be looking at a really good day. So, I mean, congrats on your finishes. And what were you thinking throughout the first race when your tires were probably falling off?
Actually, I could have done the whole race on the softs.
Really?
I think I was at like 40% at the end.
Wow, that's surprising. Oh,
Yeah.
that's just shocked me. I'm sorry to cut you.
Yeah, well, that's why I started on the mediums, because I knew that I could go. I was planning on pitting on like lap 7 off the mediums and just going 11 on the softs.
Wow.
And I knew that they could go basically the whole race if they needed to.
Really? So
So,
there wasn't much strategy involved. You could pretty much put whatever tire, because no one touched the hard, not one driver at all.
Yeah, well, what I wanted to do was undercut everyone, and you know, by like 2 laps, and you know, gain a couple seconds on the softs, and that would have been how I could get by everyone, because it's impossible to pass in the DRS train. So that was the goal, but I got ruined by the safety cars, and I got jumped in the pits both times, and I think I ended up in 7th in both races, behind slower people or people on, you know, older tires who didn't pit. And then there was that big wreck in the first race that I had to drive through, and then I think I had to overtake like 3 or 4 people in the second race just to get up the third on track. And I actually got past Snipper Pig right off the safety car restart, going to the S's, which was a pretty good move, I think.
I think we saw
tough.
that as well. Yeah.
But luckily I made it stick, and then I kept third. But I think me and Silent were the 2 quickest ones in this race.
Yes,
Today,
I would say you two both were up for pretty much both races consecutively, and then Snipper Pig as well, right behind as well.
Yeah.
So that's awesome to see.
He couldn't catch me on the mediums at the end of the race. We basically just kept a 2-second gap for the whole last 8 laps or something. So it was a pretty comfortable race.
Awesome. Well, good stuff. Congrats again on the double podium, and you know, you're itching a little closer to that top spot. So we'll see. You know, next week, you know, with Chargers and Perry missing, it's going to be very close. It could be even 5 of you guys all in, you know, links with the championship. With them missing, it could really be.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
It could really be. That would be a history in the making for sure in TCR. But you know, congrats again.
Yep.
We will move on to our feature race number 2 winner, RAS Silent. Are you there with us?
Yep.
Awesome. Bad day, good day. You had a bad, not that you had really anything to do with it. You were quick and all. You had both your one-shot qualifying and both the first round and the second. You pretty much had a really good start to both heat races, doing really good up in the front. The first race, well, you know, let's talk about the second one first, then we'll go to the first one. You were able to jump Snipper Pig in the pits, had those soft tires on. You were able to manage the distance to Packer behind and pretty much get the win, at least a win tonight. How was the second race? We'll talk first. How was the second race for you? It looked pretty good out there as far as your speed and your strategy. Everything kind of fell into place.
Oh, honestly, I wasn't even gonna have a second race just because like I was just so frustrated from what happened in the first. So my thought process after a couple minutes of kind of cooling off and letting it go, I was just thinking, well, I'm gonna come back for redemption because I know that first race should have been a win. So I think arguably I could have won both races here. So yeah, I was pretty frustrated, but I had to come back for redemption. I couldn't just stay out if I had the chance to come back.
Well, yeah, you must have been fuming in that second race. Like, no one's touching me. You're very focused. I know sometimes when I get in those little, moments, you're just not. You're probably the most focused in round 2 that you've ever had in a while.
You know what? I was too shocked. I mean, if you look at my one-shot quality from the first to the second one, I found like what 2/10 and some change.
Yeah, I know it was a 6.8, I believe. I think that was in the second one. I don't remember the first one, but yeah, you're probably right. You probably improved a lot in the second one. Really looking, so it was a good round 2. But now let's talk the first one. Mm-hmm. You also, I'm pretty sure you jumped Snipper Pig again in the pits, and you got the tire advantage. And you were the leader. You were in prime position to pick up that first for the first win. You went and overtook the Williams of Prudent and turn 1 and 2. Went around the outside of the racing point of Drismic in turn 3, coming onto the straightaway. Now I have not seen it since then. I have not looked at replays. I've not looked at both footages. But I don't know if it seemed like maybe he didn't know you were there, or he knew you were there and he was really fighting for the position because now he knew he had a position after staying out. But you went off track, which I thought was fine. I thought he'd let you room back on, and when you came back on, you guys, I think, bumped tires, and then you spun, and then everyone else was behind. So what really happened?
Honestly, I'd gone the move on Prudent, but it seemed like, I guess, Dresmig was kind of caught off by the fact that I was coming again. And I think he had focused way too much on pushing me off, and at that point in the circuit, he literally pushed me off track. He didn't even leave me the white line. So obviously I had to go off track and try to rejoin somehow, and I figured, okay, maybe he's gonna leave me some space because I'm not even there anymore. But his car is like just enough there to clip my wing. So that's what happened on the rejoin, and like I'm literally clean along the outside the whole entire time. My car is in the rules you're entitled to have a car's width of space, and I did not have that. I didn't even have the white line. So I don't know what he was thinking, what he was expecting, but I'll just give him the benefit of the doubt here as just being cordial and more, I guess, respectful in this point. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he was maybe flustered by the fact that Prudent was coming, and then I was already alongside him, so maybe he couldn't take that in the moment. Maybe I don't know what it is, but either way, rule of thumb in F1 is that you leave space. So and I got none of that. So yeah, it was just a bit amateurish.
Right. Will you be filing a report against him?
Honestly, it's a lost cause. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Assassin, any questions? That's a really. I'm glad I interviewed you. Some good stuff there.
Yeah. I mean, you had a great second race, and I applaud you for the win. You totally deserve it. You seem to have the best pace on the day, and I congratulate you on that. First race you got unlucky, and I agree. I feel like you could have probably gotten both wins if you didn't mess up in the first race.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shame, but I guess I'm happy I came back for the redemption. So, yeah, I think I made some changes into, I guess, my driving style and how I approached it. So, I think that it definitely paid off. So, yeah, I think this is starting to come good somehow. But yeah, I just hope I can keep on, I guess, making these fine changes into the game and drive like this. So, Yeah, because I felt like I had good pace over Packer, especially in the second one. I don't get to race much with Packer, but when I do, I notice, okay, Packer's not really an invincible driver here. It's more of whether or not, you have a clean race with Packer and you have a clean launch and all of that. So I felt like I had a pace over him, which was pretty satisfying. And just eked out the gap in the second race, which was pretty nice. It was confirmation of what I was doing more than anything in Redemption, like I said.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think you definitely were up in the, as far as everyone else in the season, you're definitely up in the names of there. Just some things have not gone your way, which is how it happens. But the confirmation more than the redemption, I definitely agree with. You're definitely up there in the golden class. But congrats on that. I think that'll conclude your proceedings tonight. As I mentioned earlier, this is the first time we ran the Brazil feature here in the golden class. We had it last night in the silver class. That is up on the channel. This is up on the channel. Tomorrow, up on the channel is our TCR Grand Prix from the platinum class. All the information is down and below. We appreciate all you guys' support, hitting the like button and subscribing. Other than that, thank you Passassin for doing the commentary alongside. Thank you all the drivers for joining the post-race interviews. All in all, it's been a wonderful race and a really good addition to the schedule, which I'm sure we will bring back in some form for Season 12. This was Season 11, and, we have tomorrow for the TCR Grand Prix, and then we're off to the final 3 races of Season 11 of the American Swing to finish it off. And the Golden Class has a really tight-knit championship, so make sure you all stay tuned until the very last lap at Mexico. Other than that, huge thanks to everybody, and we will all see you tomorrow for the TCR Grand Prix of Platinum, which is right here tomorrow, 8:15 EST. And until then, good night, everybody.